What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. We're focusing on the Dallas Stars locking up Jamie Benn with a massive $76 million contract over the next 8 years for $9.5 million a year. People forget there's no state income tax in Texas either, so, pretty good take-home check for Mr. Benn. I mean, I've been a Jamie Benn fan for a long time, been real vocal about that. And you look at what he's done over the last 3 seasons. I mean, him and Tyler Seguin, as soon as they landed together, bada bing, bada boom, they started making some sweet magic. And Benn is a phenomenal hockey player and a guy that's been, I think for a while was under the radar. And then last year when he led the league in scoring, albeit in a year where scoring was down, not saying, just saying, you'll be like, oh shit. And the Canadian Olympic team, who's this Benn? Oh yeah, he's really good. He's that new age power forward, and you think about what kind of big games he's played in, between Team Canada and then what he's done to restore this Dallas Stars team to relevancy, along with Tyler Seguin as well. And he's obviously just a great power forward, one of the better players in the league, definitely a top 5 forward in the league. If you're gonna have those conversations, you're definitely gonna include Benn in that in that context. So, again, just a really great hockey player that's been an excellent captain for Dallas. And as the Stars look to be build themselves into a contender in the next few years, or I think they're already right, like a rung below that, as they look to take that next step in terms of back to being, where they were in the Mike Modano, Brett Hull days of, every year was you can shoot them in for at least a round of the playoffs. And definitely always a threat to go to the Stanley Cup final. That's where they're at. And I think Benn's a big reason why. He's one of the toughest guys in the league to play against. I mean, he's a big kid. He plays physical, and that kid, he's probably 27 on Monday. So happy early birthday, Jamie. Again, he's tough to play against. Brings a physical style. Everything you want in a captain. One of the better scorers in the league. $9.5 million. It's a shitload of money, but considering how if Dallas wasn't spending so much money on their goaltending, the fact that they're spending $10 million combined for 2 mediocre goalies, mediocre being very kind, is laugh out loud hilarious. If they weren't shelling out that kind of money, then their cap space would be very interesting. But again, Benn's a guy that take care of him. He's a guy you make sure is in the fold long term, because again, they had that little hole. He had a contract dispute with Dallas back in 2012, 2013. That got resolved. He signed the 5-year contract, and it's going to be up next year. He's ready to go. He wants to play, and it's the best possible set of circumstances. You don't go into the season with those discussions. The contract talks looming over it, kind of like Stamkos and to a certain degree, Jay Kopitar in LA this year. But both those guys re-signed with their teams, and Jamie Benn has locked up his extension with the Stars. For those of you asking about Tyler Seguin, he signed for a very cheap, I think it's $5.8 million through 2019. So he's making $300,000 more than David Boland. Anyway, that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off season and beyond. Later, guys.